Hey guys and gals, how you doing? We are here together again. Just want to flip around, look at some guitars, check out some prices, maybe learn a little bit. Welcome. Hey, I was multiple times have seen a video that I enjoy thoroughly, and I wanted to do something with that video. It's on YouTube by Trogly, and it's the Pink Floyd collection. If anybody is familiar with it, he has a collection right there. Is the title of it, and he goes through multiple different let me open this up a bit. He goes through multiple different, every single guitar, not multiple. I'm sorry, I was distracted there. All the collection. He painstakingly must have spent hours going over this collection and putting it together, describing, talking about it. I'm trying to take, little chunks at it. One guitar, do a search on what they cost right nowadays, maybe learn a little bit about it. But if you ever get a chance, this is a video. If I'm going through something, I can throw it on, listen to Austin's voice. He's got an excellent speaking voice, and he's describing things. All Gilmour's guitars, amazing stuff. So I wanted to grab onto trying to look up what is happening with this 1966 Stratocaster. That's the first one in the auction video. So I'll be going through this and referencing the video that I got it from, the troglys video. But I want to take each guitar, see if I can. Look, I do this at a level of ease, and so it doesn't piss me off and get me upset when I'm working on it and trying not to have to edit anything. So here we go. I'm talking about a 1966 Stratocaster, okay? Now, before that, real quick, there was a video, Greg Koch, a cool little interview. If you've ever seen him play, 60 Cycle Hum does a huge, 40-minute video, 50-minute video, good stuff. He's a creative speaker, Ed Koch. He's just a creative describer and player. Amazing stuff. So I just, I want to throw out some videos here and there too. With that said, my goodness, this was the first guitar, right? That Fender Electric Instrument Company, Fullerton, 1966. Christie's, David Gilmour, I do believe his money went for climate change. He sold all his instruments, got over 20 million. That went to climate change. The first one here was a 1966 Fender Stratocaster. Now, was it originally natural? Did they shave it back? I don't know. It seems like it's a multi-piece, right? On this left-hand side, on the upper horn, the larger horn, the bass side, you could sort of see like, that might be a multi-piece of wood. Could be shading, could be who knows what. But there you go. That's what sold. On the auction, let's see here. They estimated that they would get 10,000 or 15,000. Okay, we're going to be looking at what's available today in a moment. They ended up getting for that guitar 423,000 for that one guitar. Okay, now the Trogly show goes into depth on, like where he may have bought it and such. It's interesting, great backstory. He did a great on multiple guitars, must have spent countless hours doing that. I'm going to take chips away at it one at a time here. So let's take a look to see what actually hang on, let me do this here. Can I do it without it upsetting me? Google's asking me if I have a question. Why would Google do that? Let's try this. I'm gonna go into here, right here. I'm gonna pick up a picture. I'm gonna hit that. I gotta do this. Here we go. 1, 2, I'm remembering, 3, and split. Okay, now we're gonna jump into the search. So that was the guitar. They estimated, in the tens of thousands, where they got over 400,000. What are they going for now? Well, I did a Fender 66 Stratocaster search, and I also wanted to mention that if you do a video, you want to see what one sounds like. Pickups are always slightly different, I would say, sounding, but you have a regularity to them. But Norman's Rare Guitar, of course, had a couple, one with Michael Lemo and one with Mark Agnesi, both playing that year of guitar. And if you're familiar with, I'm gonna open this real quick because he does some good stuff. Matthew Scott, right? He's there's a question mark on is that or not, because he does restorations, and sometimes, you know, he'll go into the details, you know, tearing out the pick guard and looking at the routing and trying to identify as he's doing his restorations. Good channel. Okay, so let me do this here. Let me split the screen. Do I remember? That did not do it. But here we go. Keep notes is not what I'm looking for, but what I will do is grab this. Okay, anger level at this is at a minimum. Not too upset yet. Here we go. Now, what is bothering me is why did the picture go away over here? I wanted to actually have this up. So that's the guitar that sold. Okay, so nowadays I did the Google search, right? And the image is disappearing. Why would that even happen? Why? That's okay. 1966 Stratocaster from Fender. Today, if you go on Google, do your search, you have reverb, which is an instrument and such, music-related and stage-related stuff. 22,000. Some guy has one for 9. If that... you know, let's click on this to see that it's a 66. I'm not seeing it in the title. This one right here says 24. And I'm going to click on this 22 right here and then that 9,000 just to see. Okay, let's go to here. Pull this up. Christie's got 400,000. This guy's asking 22 and 500. Now, it was not David Gilmour's guitar, so does that decrease it in value by over 400,000? You have to ask yourself, will the guy who bought Gilmour's guitar sell it to you for 22 grand if you ask nicely? Would that happen? Probably not. Would you be able to purchase this one for a little less than 22? This guy might sell it to you for a little less. I don't know. $550 shipping, that's a lot for a guitar, I might say. You could start right there. Would you take actual shipping price? Yeah. So this one here is on reverb, and let's go back. What I did not notice is the year. I got distracted there. My apologies. Let's go back. It's in a... They're calling that a 61 and they wanted 22. My bad. 5 years older. So this might be able to teach David Gilmour's guitar with its 5-year experience just a little bit more. I'm not quite sure. Let's go ahead and go back. So that's a 61. Let's see what this one here is. This is a 1966. Since that's what I'm looking up today, I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Is that a green or a Lake Placid? Blue, because sometimes they fade. Yellow and blue make green. The color wheel is actually working. They said math would never work. In how is this going to be applicated in real life? This art right here. Art. Okay. Look at that. Very similar in design and shape. And a little cheaper. How many of these could we buy as compared to 423,000? Now I understand taking care of the environment. I think that's very important. So I'll never knock anybody for paying to help a charity, but it's more commonizable to say how many can we get, right? This was made, the neck is stamped January 13 in 66 with a B. The width of the nut, right, I think are A's and B's. I'll have to do a little more research, and that might actually say, okay, that is a B. So, January 66, we know at least the neck is, right? We can go with some certainty that, okay, the neck's stamped at this. Matthew Scott does that video, and he's looking at pots and potentiometers to look at dates. Austin on troglys, he's always looking at the pots. He's tearing apart guitars, showing you stuff to learn. Good stuff happening there. So yeah, at this point, it's 20 grand. Me, I like Squires. They're inexpensive. I like the Donner. I like the Firefly, right? The whatever you can get for a couple $100 Stratocaster. That's me. I figure I can throw that amount of money into the pickups or the electronics and see how it sounds. But there is something to be said of the magic of a brand name. And, of course, the retention of value down the line if you want to sell it. So anyway, 400,000+ or 22,000. Which one do you like? I like a natural guitar myself, but for the savings, I'm gonna vote for the green. That's what I'm going with, the green. Here's a Sunburst. My vote may change soon. Let's check here. If we click on 1960, ooh, look at that's pretty. That's a pretty burst. It's not too hard on the red center part. It's got that fade in between. It's got this. It's got, oh my goodness, look at that. That's just a nice looking guitar. Are we sure this has ever been played by human hands? I think it's a ghost guitar played by ghosts softly that leave no buckle rash. Look at that. I can't see any kind of buckling. I think this might have been owned by a ghost. At least we get a digital fingerprint that squirms. What does that mean when your picture does that? Maybe it's removing any scratches underneath the black lines. I think I figured it out. That's why it looks so nice. Okay, let's take a look at a potentiometer. Or no, I'm clicking on that. Aha. This is what people look at. Look at that. Oh no. They look at those dates on there. This is sort of jumping around. And again, I do these on the fly so I don't get upset. Easily upset in my world. So I love guitars. Hopefully you enjoy it. I try to make it fun the best I can, and maybe we can learn. And it does come with some form of case, better than a bag to carry it in. Less damage when you knock it up against something. Okay, we looked at a burst. We looked at, I think that was a Lake Placid that turned green. The next selection for 1966, Stratocaster guitar, similar to the David Gilmour. Remember, this is about the collection here that was sold, Christie's collection. Take a look at that Troglys video. The collection here reads, nope, not the collection, but the guitar description of a similar guitar. Remember that one, that natural one over there? That's 400,000. This one, who can guess? Let's take a mystery guess. I'm going to say 1966. You want to price it a little under the other guys? 18 grand. Let's look. 18 grand. And what has happened here? Oh my goodness. Here we go. I don't know what all that's up there is. I'm looking for a price. And I'm not seeing one. I'm going to have to open this up. Anger level increasing. Okay, let me back that back a bit. See if I can do that. Previous year, 64, 65. Guitar. Specs, good, detailed stuff. Strings on it. Is he actually giving us a price for his guitar? I want to look at that price. I want to understand how much he wants to charge for this thing. Wow, this ad is very weird. I have to say I'm a little stunned that somebody is listing a guitar here. You know what? It might not be for sale now that I'm looking at it. Maybe it's just collector info vintage. Look at that. It's about learning. Let's click on that again. I was all focused in on price. How much are they selling it for? Would they give it to me for $12K? Okay, let's see here. Here's some numbers. Serial number, F plate. Interesting. Okay. We're learning here. Actual 66 Stratocaster. Okay. So very cool. Taking, again, I do this on the fly. What pops up, but this is what it's about. I was hoping to learn a little bit, and this seems to show some information on this specific year. So here we go. Fender Stratocaster guitar is probably the most popular solid body electric. It's got its name. It's one of them, I would say, but that's, comment wars. The Fender's the best. I'll start it. Fender. Okay, these are pre-CBS. It was bought by the Columbia Broadcast Company. Back in the days, there used to be, 3 broadcaster, TV channels, network shows, ABC, NBC, and CBS. Their entertainment division of CBS bought Fender. Leo's like, I'm going to sell this. I think he did, Phil McKnight did a great video. I think it was on how Leo went through the different guitar companies. So check that out. 1966. What do they call it? I do not believe 1966 was a pre-CBS. Because I think it was 63 or 64. Company bought in 65, it says, January 65. And that's the slab board debate, and then the laminated. So, okay, the 66 is not a pre-CBS. Mark Agnesi's good on going over that stuff on the year of the slab board Telecaster or the slab board Strat. So I thought it was 64, but it's saying 65 here. I just saw pre-CBS up there, and I thought it was talking about the 66 Stratocaster. This is more in depth than I thought. It's going over some more history than just the 66 Stratocaster. So if you get a chance, I'm not going to go too much more deeper into reading all this out, but the late 65, 66 Fender Stratocaster specs. Here's the 66 Stratocaster specs. Very cool. But I do know, I forget where I got this. Oh, here it is. Maybe. Anyway, on the next amp, there's an A and a B for the nut width, right? One is smaller than the other. So do your research on that. They're not all the same on the nut width. So, okay, I'm going to bump out of this thing. Here we go. And see what else real quick. And then just call this a video upload. Here is a true vintage guitar. Oh, by the way, what was that spot that I was on? It was... I think it was true vintage guitar here, but I thought it was a red. Yeah, that's okay. True vintage guitar. I have to click on it just. I got confused on where I was. Is that where we just were? No. Okay, so looks like you could probably learn some stuff there. How very weird. The internet changed on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just scroll down a little bit, see what we can learn. I was really looking for pricings, but also knowledge at the same time. Now it's starting to look... Well, here's one for UK. Somebody's Pinterest. Pick up some good pictures there. I don't know that they sell or not on Pinterest. But here's Chicago Music Exchange, and it's out of stock. They wanted $16K for it, right? So that's better than $400,000, like the Christie sale, the auction over there. Yeah, okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just say, hey, what gave me this inspiration is to try to learn. Trogly did the complete collection for Gilmour's guitars, and I wanted to see if I can learn a little bit about each one. He goes into great detail on the little bit of backstory on each one of these guitars, right? A backstory if it was you know, an interesting story on, you know, where he bought it from, who bought it, how he acquired it. So check out that video, good stuff. I wanted to go into a little more detail on, not detail, just I wanted to see what I can learn for each guitar, you know. His is amazingly made. All right, check it out if you get a chance, and hopefully you enjoyed this. Peace and love to you all.